So one cool trick that you can do with Auto-Tune is you can actually control it via a MIDI track in your DAW. And I'm going to show you how to set this up. A couple things you want to keep in mind. I've actually imported the Twinkle Twinkle tracks here along with a Twinkle Twinkle MIDI control track that's in your exercise files. And that's just to give me something to target with. This could be any MIDI that you perform in real time, MIDI that you've already recorded into your sequencer. Now what I want to do is I need to point the output of my MIDI track to talk to Auto-Tune. That should show up in my MIDI track's output. It's a little bit different in every DAW, but essentially you want to make sure to point the MIDI sequencer track to Auto-Tune, which is actually living on the audio track. Now that I pointed it there, I need to come here into Auto-Tune in auto mode, and I need to check the target notes via MIDI option. Now when I'm targeting notes via MIDI, I can tell the keyboard to be momentary, that is to only activate the targeting when the key is pressed, or to latch so that it stays latched on to the last key pressed. So let's just go ahead and listen to the result of this MIDI file.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I...
You can see these notes are targeting the pitches here in the scale, as opposed to Auto-Tune detecting the pitch. I'm actually telling it where to place the pitch with the MIDI note. Now I could go in here and I can edit these notes, pull that down, pull that down. Let's listen to that.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
And you can hear with that amount of extreme pitch shifting, it's actually altering the timbre of the voice quite a bit. I can play with the formant control here and just sort of hear the difference between having that turned off.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
You can see that changes the tonality. With that much pitch shifting, it's not necessarily that one or the other is better, but what you can do is you can play with the formant and the throat length control if you're doing these extreme effect style processes. Because generally you're using this kind of MIDI processing because you're looking for some sort of special effect or to kind of create out of this world interesting thing inside the mix. So again, all you need to remember to do is you need to send your MIDI sequencer track. There needs to be a control track sending to Auto-Tune, and Auto-Tune needs to be told to listen to that MIDI control track in order to track its pitch target from the MIDI instead of just internally from the audio.